From the studios of WWAY, it's the CB-McGrath Show. The CB-McGrath Show is brought to you by your Carolina Ford dealers, Papa John's, AARP, Reed's Jewelers, Molly Maid, and Harris Teeter. And now, here's your host, Mike Vaccaro.
Well, good Sunday morning, everybody, and welcome our first edition of the CB-McGrath Show here on WWAY. Glad to be with you this morning. Coach, I know you're glad to be here, be through that first game as well. Certainly some jitters yesterday, but a great result for your guys.
Yeah, I was pleased with what all transpired yesterday. Obviously, I felt some nerves. I know the guys probably did too. And we got out there in front of a great crowd in Trask and felt that support and got it going and started off quick and sort of kept that pace up. But, you know, first TV show, I've had a first radio show, I've had sort of all the firsts, and so we're excited.
We are underway here this season. Yesterday, UNCW opening up the season against North Carolina Wesleyan. And, Coach, an impressive win, but your stars that you wanted to see perform well certainly did. Devontae Kaycock, Jordan Talley, two of the bright spots yesterday.
Yeah, they definitely didn't disappoint, and they have not disappointed since I got here. They've been terrific, been great leaders, both vocally and on the court with their work ethic. And, you know, it turned out well for them last night. I thought Jordan played about as good a game as I was hoping. He played very under control, got everybody involved, didn't try and do too much. He let the game come to him. He made his open shots. Devontae did a lot of really good things. He even shot some jump shots, which we want. They didn't go in yesterday, but he's made a ton of them in practice in our scrimmages and exhibition games, so the fans can look forward to seeing him do more of that. And he still got a few dunks.
Yeah, you got several dunks there to set a career record. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But you look at some of the new guys as well, the freshmen, the transfers, able to see those guys in front of the lights for the first time as well. Impressed with some of the younger players? Yeah,
I was happy we got to give them enough time to where they felt comfortable. Obviously, the first time the freshmen got in the game, they thought it was a hot potato, and, you know, we didn't really take great shots, but once they settled down and they realized that they were going to touch the ball more than one time, they felt more comfortable, and they really shared the ball, and they did some nice things. You know, it was a great first game. You know, I think a lot of people knew what they did good, knew what they needed to improve on, and if they don't, we told them at least, and so we're looking forward to progressing. You know, we're trying to get better every day, and this is a long season, it's a journey, it's a marathon, not just a sprint.
Yeah, well, good first step for UNCW yesterday against North Carolina Wesleyan inside Trask Coliseum. Let's take a look now at the first half highlights, our Harris Teeter highlights. A good start, good first half for UNCW. 57 points in the first half, shooting 59%. So, Coach, I know you had to be impressed by that, just a high percentage, the offense really clicking in the first half.
Yeah, we got out and Tally really set the tone and played our pace, and everybody just sort of followed lead and really ran to try and get good looks and good touches. That's, we want to play a fast, up-tempo style. And luckily for us, so does Wesleyan. And so we were pushing each other, and there weren't many stoppages of play. We go 4 or 5 minutes without a foul, without a turnover, or any kind of stoppage. So our guys were getting tired, and we didn't get as many subs in as we wanted to with regularity. But those are all things that they have to learn. They fight through the fatigue a little bit and still make the right play. Yeah,
certainly we're making those in that first half. Again, a big lead at the break. We'll take a break here. When we get back, we'll talk about the second half as well. The Seahawks opening up the season last night in Trask Coliseum against North Carolina Wesleyan. More to come here. Stay with us. Seahawks really good first half yesterday, had a nice lead against Wesleyan. So, Coach, your first halftime speech, how'd that go with you guys having a sizable lead against the battling Bishops?
Yeah, I just wanted to correct a few things. I thought we weren't doing a great job boxing out. I also didn't think we were doing a great job getting back on defense as quickly as I wanted to. You saw from some of the first half clips, as soon as we'd score, they would turn and thank the passer, but I want them doing that while they're sprinting back to find their man. I just don't want them turning, thanking the passer and then turn around and then find their man. So a few things like that. I thought we had a nice assist-turnover ratio at half. I think it was like 12 assists, 4 turnovers. And our 3 big guys were the only ones that had any turnovers. So I was really, really impressed with our perimeter players that they did not turn it over. They didn't try and force too much. They just made the right play.
A lot of good plays here in this game. Again, at the half, Kaycock already had a double-double in this game. Let's take a look now. Second half highlights. Here's our Reed's Jewelers highlights from last night. So a victorious debut here for Coach McGrath and the Seahawks, 105-81 final score. You look at the numbers there, shot a high percentage individually, 3 in double figures, a career high 24 for Jordan Talley, a double-double for Devontae Kaycock. Coach, you only had 11 players at your disposal, but all 11 got a chance to play, 10 of those 11 scoring as well. So a good night from that standpoint as well.
Yeah, I think everybody got enough touches and got looks at the basket. Daniel had a chance to score a couple times. He did a nice job on the boards when he was in there. Nick Powell knocked down some shots. Jack Key did some good things with the ball. So it was nice seeing everybody get involved and have some good things happen, going forward.
We saw Roy Williams there earlier. True to form, he said he would be there for your first game. He was, just to add some more nerves, but you had to be pleased to give him that kind of performance to look at.
Yeah, Coach, he's the best. He's, meant a lot to me and given me a lot of opportunity, whether as a player or on his staff. And he did say he wanted to try and get there, and you never know how schedules are going to pan out, and it just worked out for him to be there. And it meant a lot to me that he was there, and I thank him for that.
All right, so again, a good win for the Seahawks. 1-0 on this very young season. We'll take a break. When we get back, our first player profile will introduce us to one of the freshmen. Jeff Gary is our profile subject. Stay with us. Well, throughout the year, we try to introduce you to the players on this team. 13 players, 13 shows. Hey, works out perfectly. We start here with Jeff Gary, one of the freshmen on this team. And Coach, you came in here, you had a lot of recruiting to do, a couple of freshmen between Gary and Jay Estime. But Gary certainly seems like he's a guy that's going to fit in nicely into this system and hit a lot of long-range shots. We saw him do that in Chapel Hill last week.
Yeah, obviously when I got the job and I saw the returning roster, we lost a lot of three-point makes. And so I knew in the limited time that I had in April, I needed to find some guys that could make some shots. And so Jeffrey and Jay, that's what they both can do. They're really well-rounded basketball players. Jeffrey can play the point and off the ball, obviously. And, they're going to make a lot of baskets, a lot of threes in their careers.
Excited to be here, Jeff Gary. And now Dustin Dorsey has our AARP player profile on the freshman.
The Seahawks are full of new faces this season as the team transitions under Coach McGrath. One of them is freshman Jeffrey Gary, coming to the team from Colorado with a unique connection to the school.
Yeah, my uncle played for UNCW. I'm not quite sure the years, but he mentioned the Seahawk Club and how that's a forever fraternity type deal, but nothing is so different from when he played. There wasn't really any advice that he could give me, I guess.
He now dons the same colors his uncle once did, but it was a different kind of family that helped bring him across the country to the Port City.
The family culture with the coaches and stuff when I came on the visit, you could just feel it, and it wasn't just business, it was like a family.
Gary got the first taste of playing with his new basketball family when the Seahawks played in a jamboree featuring ECU, Greensboro, and the national champion Tar Heels. He didn't shy away from finding a shot against the defending champs, but he says he still has more to learn about playing at the college level.
Speed and physicality, and the way you have to pick up plays faster. But I'm enjoying it. It's easy for me to get knocked off balance, just because of the speed, different from high school to college, but that comes with time.
As that time progresses, Gary looks to be another nice piece on a very talented roster. When he grasps that speed, he knows he can contribute to the team on the court.
I think I'm a bigger guard, a taller guard, so I'm a pretty good passer too, so I can pass over smaller. I can play 1 and 2, so I'm a versatile guard.
The team has many versatile guards. It's a necessity when you run a fast-tempo team like Coach McGrath does. And as Gary works to progress, a senior leader on the team has continued to push him to get better and acclimate him to the winning ways.
Probably Tally. He's obviously a senior, bigger, stronger, faster, so we go at it every day. It's fun, makes me better every day. You can just feel the attitude in the locker room, like it's a winning attitude every day. We come in, we work against each other, make each other better, and the atmosphere is a winning atmosphere.
Another player Gary has connected with is his freshman counterpart, Jay Estime. The two have bonded off the court as they make it through the early days in their basketball career.
We do. We obviously, like you said, we do everything together, classes and stuff. We help each other out, miss assignments and stuff, so it is a pretty solid friendship.
It's critical for Gary to have friends like Estime and Tally as he adjusts to life without his family and little sister in the same state. But as he continues to work, his family will have plenty to cheer for. I'm Dustin Dorsey, and you're watching the CB-McGrath Show.
Back here this morning on the CB-McGrath Show, we take a look now at our play of the week. Just a one game to look at. Last night's game with North Carolina Wesleyan, but a nice play here, a big play for one of the big players for the Seahawks. Let's take a look and listen. Devontae Kaycock going coast to coast after the rebound. Another dunk for him. 96 career dunks now. He is the all-time dunk leader at UNCW. I believe 4 yesterday, pushed and passed Keith Rendelman, the previous leader. So that number only expected to go up and up just his junior campaign. And not just the dunks, Coach, as we talked about. He wants to expand his game, but still good when it comes to dunking the basketball.
Yeah, setting records is never a bad thing. I mean, obviously, I want Devontae to set more records throughout his last 2 years here at UNCW, and he's working hard, and you know, we're working hard with him to expand his game, and he has all the touch. You know, you don't develop touch overnight. He's always had it. We just need to bring it out of him, and he needs to have the confidence that he can do it, and you know, the sky's the limit for him as long as he keeps working.
Yeah, certainly doing that. We're going to get now to our Molly Mae glass cleaner in the game. We're going to stick, though, with Kaycock because he had a great night cleaning the glass. You see the numbers there. 16 rebounds, 2 on the offensive end, 14 on the defensive end. And just what you wanted to see from this guy, not only scoring points, but, boy, he was getting that basketball at a pretty high clip.
Yeah, we know he can rebound, you know, and I want to see more offensive rebounds, but I also don't want him to settle on going over the back and getting those fouls that he doesn't necessarily need to get. I want him working around his man to get on the offensive boards, but he did a great job cleaning up all their misses for the most part, and that's good because we can get out on the break and he can run just as fast as the guys that don't get the rebound.
Double-double yesterday, as mentioned. Last year had 13 double-doubles. He had a double-double in the first half alone here in this game. So, again, a leader on this team, did a great job. As you said, staying out of foul trouble, was on the floor quite a bit, continues to run the floor well in this system. Yeah,
and he can really, really run. He's one of the most explosive athletes I've ever coached. I've been around quite a few good ones. And, you know, the more he learns how to play, and I want him to be aggressive, but aggressive without fouling. Because we need him on the court at all times, let alone really important times.
So again, our Molly Mae glass cleaner of the week, the first one, it's Devontae Kaycock. How about the Carolina Ford Player of the Week this week? Really nice game yesterday for the senior Jordan Talley. All he's done is win in his career here for UNCW. Wants to go out on top once again. Career high 24 points. Not only that, Coach, 89% shooting, 74% from three. Really shot a high clip for a guy who really hasn't been known throughout his career of being a shooter.
You're right, and you know what he's done since I got here is worked really hard on his shot. I didn't have any preconceived notions. I didn't watch him play a single game in his first 3 years here. I wanted them to prove to me what they could do. And I've said it at all my speaking engagements. If there's a three that we need at the end of the game, right now I want Jordan Talley shooting that ball. And in our scrimmage type situations, he didn't shoot a very high clip, but when the lights turned on, he made them last night, and he shot good ones. He didn't force it. He waited for the game to come to him. He waited for the pass out, you know, all those kind of things. It was a really, really great floor game by our floor leader.
Yeah, he's a guy that you see in the gym alone a lot in Trask Coliseum, just shooting and shooting and shooting. Certainly paid off yesterday with a career-high performance, 24 points, topping the 21 he had against Northeastern back in 2015. He is our Carolina Ford Player of the Week, the senior Jordan Talley. Certainly more to come from him this season. Well, more to come from us. We'll take another break. When we get back, we'll look ahead. 2 games next week, coming up on Tuesday on the road, Saturday at home. We'll talk about those matchups next. Stay with us. Well, the season underway, things picking up this week. UNCW playing 2 games this week. On the road for the first time, Tuesday at Davidson. That'll tip at 7 o'clock. And then Saturday back in Trask Coliseum to take on longtime rival Campbell University, also at 7 o'clock. But, Coach, let's start with Davidson here. A big game for them Friday. Charleston Southern, they scored 110 points. Shoot a school record 26 threes in this game and turned it over just one time. So that box score a little scary as you look at it. Your thoughts on Davidson?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've played against Davidson over the years being in college basketball, and that's what they do. You know, Coach McKillop does a great job coaching his guys, and they want to shoot threes. We just got to get there to contest. You can't take away threes. You can just try and challenge them and make them shoot out of rhythm. But when you also look and they have 29 assists, 1 turnover, they're playing some pretty good team basketball, and we got to try and get them out of their system and speed them up a little bit.
How do you do that defensively? What are some of the keys on the defensive end to try to create some more turnovers?
Well, we need our big guys to understand that they're not just going to guard a guy that's posting up. They're going to be out there shooting threes too. So all 5 guys on our team on defense have to be in a stance, be off their man, be ready to get there, be ready to get through the screens, do whatever you got to do just to be able to get a hand up and contest their outside shots, and then we got to box out and go get the rebound.
So again, the first road test for UNCW happens Tuesday at Davidson. Once again, that game will tip at 7 o'clock. We'll have the broadcast on the Seahawk Digital Network, on the ticket here locally as well, starting at 6:45. And then it's back home against Campbell on Saturday. That'll be a white game, a Seahawk Color Series white game. We encourage fans to wear white. We'll be giving away some white T-shirts for the student section as well, looking for a big crowd back in trash. So, Coach, first game underway, first TV show underway. This season is in full gear right now. We'll have the highlights of those games next week as well. For Coach McGrath and our entire crew, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week for another edition of the C.B. McGrath Show.
The C.B. McGrath Show is brought to you by your Carolina Ford dealers, Papa John's, AARP, Reed's Jewelers,